Alright guys, today we're gonna talk about the 10 most common mistakes preventing players from reaching Mythic rank. So let's get to the first one immediately. First one is no map awareness. So here I just killed the enemy Guinevere. So there's 4 enemies left on the map and 3 is chasing me and 1 is on the bottom lane, as I can see on the minimap. So the other 3 are still chasing my ally on the top side. So I realized that to farm or get even more gold, I can farm this middle wave without any danger because all of the enemies are on the top and bottom lane. So no one is to gank me in the middle lane. So using the information in the minimap to farm and make decisions is good. Number 2, taking the wrong fights. So whenever you see an enemy hero, just count whether you have more heroes or not. So here in this example, this is a good fight because we are 3 and the Deroth is only 1. Alright, here is an example of a bad fight becoming a good fight. I can see 3 enemies on the top lane and we are only 2. But since Aldous used his ultimate, so plus Aldous, we are now 4 approaching the top lane. So it's important that all of us should fight simultaneously to ensure our victory in this skirmish. So with 4 of us and just 3 of them, we annihilate the enemy team and we earn an advantage. Next is inefficient farming. So here in this example, we just killed 2 enemies. So what should we do next? Or what should I do next? So I back away because there's a cannon minion here and it's worth a lot of golden experience. And the next thing that I can farm is this gold crab. So I don't help my teammates there because it is more efficient to just farm and get your items here than risk dying in lots of skirmishes. So next thing is this jungle creep, and then I recall to get the wave in the bottom lane that is being pushed by Deroth. Your priority should be to get the lane minions first and then the nearby jungle monster. That's how you do efficient farming, as long as it's safe. Also, you don't just farm anywhere. So next is ignoring minions. So this one is connected to the previous one. I see a lot of players that don't farm the lane minions and just go for team fights all the time. That's not good because you're not maximizing your time in farming, and when you just go into team fights every now and then, you will eventually fall behind because the enemies will probably have time farming and you're just trying to fight them. And if you lose the team fight, you will lose so much because you didn't farm anything. You just risk dying. So this one is on the mechanical side of things. You should almost always slide your skills and not just press them, because especially dashes, because they are programmed to go to the nearest enemy hero. When escaping, especially when escaping, you don't want to go to the nearest enemy hero, so sliding gives you more control over your skills. So here in this example, I am trying to attack and chase the enemy Odette, but if you use just pressing, you see that I landed on the front of Odette, not on her back. So when using dashes, it is important to use the sliding technique to ensure that you go to your intended target. Next is the 3-finger technique. So while playing, you can use your right index finger to hover your screen so that you can view farther distances around your character, and you can still use your left thumb to navigate or walk and your right index finger to continue navigating your screen. So our next thing is add itemization. So let's face it, the default item sets given to us are garbage. So we should use um, item sets that we ourselves design so that we can uh, play with the playstyle we want. So here you can see our builds. There are three tabs: My Builds, Hot Builds, and Pro Builds. I personally use the Pro Builds because they have the highest win rate of all the builds. So to replace a default item set, you just go to Pro Builds, and then you just hit on Equip, and after you tap Equip, you can replace one of the default builds in your in the My Builds tab. So here in this example, I've used the first build in the Pro Builds to replace the first build in the My Builds tab. And you can use it in game, or you can change it in game or here in the preparation tab in the home screen. So you can do these adjustments while in hero select. So you can also change the name and the items you can customize more. Next one is predictable movements. So when you are being chased by the enemy and they are, you know that they are gonna cast skills on you to chase you and kill you, you should dodge in a weird way so that they will not expect that movement. So here in this example, I'm trying to dodge the skill of Odette, and I'm just baiting her to use her skills on me, thinking that I will go the same way. So here I dodged it again, and then you can see that you can move closer to the enemy to bait their skills and then attack once you saw them use their important skills. By important skills, I mean their main escape skill or their main damage skill. So once they use that, you can go ahead and use your full combo to kill the enemy or do a short trade to lower their HP so that you can kill them in the later stages of the laning phase. So next one is taking objectives. So the main objectives in this game are the towers, Lord, and Turtle. When taking any of these objectives, you should see to it that you have a numbers advantage either by killing the enemies first or by looking if they are on the other side of the map. So for example, the turtle is in the top lane, and you are all of you, five of you are on the top side of the map, and you see two or three enemies in the bottom lane trying to push it. So it's a good call to get the turtle because you will have more people in the team fight if ever it happens, if ever they try to contest that objective. Same as the Lord. And when be extra careful when you're trying to take the Lord because it is a more difficult objective to get because it deals damage to all of you essentially because of its swinging and splash skills. So be extra careful. And as for myself, what I do is I do not intend to go to the Lord unless we killed 3 or 4 of the enemies to make sure that they don't kill us and make a comeback when we are doing the Lord. And as for towers, you just have to know where the enemies are and split push or take the towers quickly when the enemies are on the other side of the map. And the next one is too many heroes or roles. So in this game there are many roles and many more heroes to choose from. And to climb faster, you need to be at the mastery level of the top rank, which is Mythic. mythic division. So in order to do that, you should minimize the number of heroes and roles you are trying to master to get to that mastery level faster, because when you're trying to master it all, you will have a very difficult time, and it will take longer for you to do it. So to reach mythic faster, you will have to master a few heroes in each of the roles. Why each of the roles? Because sometimes your teammates won't adjust to the role that you showed. They just pick your role, so now you're left with a role that you do not want, but you still have to play. So it's good to have a few heroes in each role, 1 to 2 heroes in each role. For example, uh, you should note that the heroes you choose should not be uh, the heroes that are always banned. So here in this meta, Claude is always banned, and for my experience, Halkert and Natalia and Atlas are always banned. So you should try to master the heroes outside of the always banned heroes. So for example, in the marksman role, you can choose Bruno, Kimi, and Granger, because they're not banned in this at the time of recording. They're not always banned. And in the fighter, you can always choose Cho if you have the knowledge, the enough skills. And you can choose Thamus and Sylvana, because they're not banned. They are strong, but they're not banned. And in the assassins, you can master a high learning curve assassins, because they are not always banned, but when you do master them, they give you lots of rewards, like Gushon, Fanny. If you can do it, why not? So that's it, and I hope you learned something from all these mistakes that I see lower ranked players do. You can still as for me, in my experience, I can still see and observe these mistakes from myself and other mythic players. So when you successfully get rid of these mistakes in your system, I guarantee you that you are sure to rank up very fast. So that's it. Hope you learned something. Thank you guys for watching the video. Peace out.